go into it a little bit more as we go on this evening. There will be ample time for anybody that wants to speak on issues tonight or other issues to be able to speak to the Planning Commission. First up will be the information that people in the audience might have that is not on the agenda for this evening. Non-agenda items that still fall within the purview of the Planning Commission that you would like us to become aware of. And then there's another portion tonight during the public hearings that will open it up for anybody that wants to speak directly to issues for and against any item that is a public hearing item tonight. So we'll talk about more about that in just a little bit. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Schmidl, Commissioner Manuel,
Present.
Commissioner Dosher,
Here.
Commissioner Marler,
Here.
Commissioner Dela,
Here.
Commissioner Campbell.
Here.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag? Thank you very much. This is a time in the meeting that if anybody in the audience would like to speak to an issue that is not on tonight's agenda, feel free to go back to the podium in the back of the room there and have your say. Is there anybody that would like to speak to an issue not on the agenda tonight? Seeing none, we'll move to approval of the minutes of the commission meeting of August the 20th, 2025. Is there any additions, deletions that members of the commission would like to make, starting to my left?
No, sir. Thank you.
I have none. Mr. Vice Chair?
None.
Sir? None. Make a motion for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes. And then we go to the first public hearing, item number 2 on tonight's agenda. Public hearing is to consider project number U25-0028, Sutter County, an amendment to Chapter 412 of the County Ordinance Code, Industrial Hemp Cultivation and Processing, in order to prohibit the cultivation of industrial hemp in the unincorporated area of Sutter County, and this is county-wide. Applicant is the County of Sutter. The project's exempt from CEQA. County staff.
Yes, thank you. Casey Murray, Senior Planner. So this item is a recommendation to the board to adopt a proposed ordinance to amend Chapter 412 of the County Code in order to prohibit the cultivation of industrial hemp in the county. And as defined in the ordinance, cultivation or cultivate means any activity involving the planting, growing, harvesting, drying, curing, processing, or storage of industrial hemp in any location, indoor or outdoor, including within a fully enclosed and secure structure. And in April of 2021, the board adopted Ordinance 1682, which authorized the limited cultivation and processing of industrial hemp with licenses that must be renewed on an annual basis. Industrial hemp and cannabis are derivatives of the same plant, therefore their physical appearance and odor are nearly identical. For this reason, the cultivation of industrial hemp has posed similar issues as the cultivation of cannabis. In December of 2024, the board adopted an interim urgency ordinance to impose a temporary moratorium on the cultivation of industrial hemp. And in January of 2025, the board adopted another ordinance that extended the moratorium to December 16, 2025. In April of 2025, the board adopted another ordinance which modified the previous ordinance to allow limited cultivation of industrial hemp in strict compliance with new standards. Industrial hemp cultivation has resulted in negative impacts to the county. The sheriff has documented nearly 200 service calls related to industrial hemp since 2019. The agricultural commissioner documented more than 500 acres and 30 greenhouses of cultivated crop that either had excessive THC levels, was destroyed, or disappeared in violation of the ordinance. The county has issued several code enforcement notices for farming activities inconsistent with the ordinance. Additionally, the agricultural commissioner and the California Department of Pesticide Regulation identified improper use of pesticides on cultivated crops. The ordinance adopted by the board in April of 2025 that allowed limited cultivation of industrial hemp in strict compliance with new standards has likewise resulted in negative impacts. Since April 29, 2025, 2 cultivation licenses have been issued, both resulting in law enforcement actions. One instance resulted in the seizure and destruction of approximately 40,000 pounds of cannabis and or products, and the other resulted in seizure and destruction of approximately 14,000 cannabis plants. The County Administrator's Office, Agricultural Department, Development Services, District Attorney, and County Counsel's Office have all been involved in the development and review of the proposed ordinance. The ordinance is planned to be introduced at the board meeting on December 9, 2025, followed by a public hearing to adopt the ordinance at the board meeting on December 16, 2025. The ordinance will then become effective 30 days after its adoption on January 15, 2026. This ordinance is covered by the common sense CEQA exemption, as it does not have a potential to cause a significant effect on the environment. So staff is recommending that the Planning Commission recommends the board approves the proposed ordinance. And we did receive 2 letters that were both in favor of the proposed ordinance that we provided to the commissioners. Thank you.
Any questions of county staff, starting with my right?
Yes. I did have a question as far as the police actions, the sheriff's actions and all that. Is this primarily an issue with the growers or the public as far as the criminal activity?
Yeah, it would be with the growers or the licensees.
Growers themselves. Okay, thank you.
And the public has also had issues with odors and those sort of
Thing. Okay,
issues.
thank you.
I'm under the impression that they closed the loophole in the 2018 Farm Bill on hemp. I think that the federal government now has, if I'm not exactly sure because I didn't read the whole article, but I know the loophole's been closed. So I think, again, it's against the feds to grow hemp, other than for the purpose of clothing or for paper.
William Vanasek, County Council. I can address that question. The act that was recently passed that opened the government again did do that. However, there's a 365-day delay on that. So it will be, the hemp plan as we currently know it will end effective, I believe it's November 12th of 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chair?
So how many, were there more than just the 2 permits or licenses issued last year?
Those were the ones that were most recently submitted. So yeah, there have been, but those were the ones since April of 2025.
Okay, no one else other than those 2 people
Correct.
grew hemp in Sutter County?
Well, there's the cultivation license. There's also a processing license, which is 2 different licenses.
So there were just 2 growers then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so obviously none of them were successful. Okay, thank you.
Just to reiterate a comment that county staff made, we do have 2 letters that will be included in the public record, both of them in favor of curtailing this type of an operation countywide in Sutter County. And myself and the vice chair also had a contact from a party, and correct me if I'm wrong here, on my contact. She didn't want to be included as far as her name and whatnot, but she had a concern about the loss of revenue to Sutter County. And that's about as far as I got with her. Something that I'm leaving out there? Or?
No.
Okay. So these 2 letters will be submitted to go into the public record for tonight's public hearing. And we'll open up, oh, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Thank you, sir. Just one quick question, just to verify the response that was given to him. There were 2 licenses within the county to produce hemp under the ordinance?
Well, since April 29, 2025, 2 cultivation licenses were issued and resulted in law enforcement actions.
Okay, so from a percentage basis, from the time this ordinance has been enacted to date, are we talking about 100% issue with the permits that were issued, 20%?
Yeah, I don't have that data.
Okay.
As far as
So we
what
don't-
the
okay.
issues are.
So if it was 10 licenses and we had issue with 2, we're talking about 20% of the hemp growers under permit being an issue. Would that be accurate?
Like I said, I don't have details on the different types of licenses, but
Mr. Hay, do you have any?
So our department does not have the total number of cultivation licenses that were issued.
Okay.
Since Development Services issues the processing applications. But
And for
I
Mag?
see that the Ag Commissioner is here, and she can speak.
Hi, Lisa Herbert, Sutter County Ag Commissioner. I can answer that question for you. Almost 100% have had issues since 2019.
Okay. Perfect. I appreciate that input. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Hay.
Thank you.
That's all, sir.
Commission will open up the public hearing on this matter. We'll hear from those, well, first of all, we'll hear from Jim Whitaker. He's got a request to speak, and then we'll go for those in favor and those against the ordinance. Oh, number 3? Sure you don't want to talk about him? This could be your chance. Okay, anybody in the audience that would like to speak in favor of the report this evening as far as banning hemp operations? If you have a spokesperson, that might be beneficial to save some time, but if not, we're glad to hear anybody that has anything to say. This is in favor of the action this evening. Not seeing any. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to the proposed action this evening? Everybody wants to be Jim Whitaker. Good. Commission will close the public hearing, bring it back to the pleasure of the commissioners, starting to my left.
No comments, sir. Thank you.
I have none. Mr. Vice Chair?
No comments. None at this time.
Sir?
No additional comments.
Okay, is there a motion by any of the commissioners relative to item number 2 on the agenda? Chair will make a motion consistent with county's total recommendations in the staff report as presented to the Planning Commission. Is there a second?
Second.
I heard Commissioner Manuel on the second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Dila,
Aye.
Commissioner Manuel,
Aye.
Commissioner Marlar,
Yes.
Commissioner Dosher,
Aye.
Commissioner Campbell.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Item number 3 on the agenda this evening is a public hearing to consider project U24-0035 Chima. It's a resubmittal of a previously approved tentative subdivision map, project U18-010, to divide a 10 plus or minus acre parcel into 5 estate residential lots ranging from 1.5 acres to 2.7 plus or minus acres, and a use permit to reduce the agricultural buffer setback in estate residential district located at 703 Berry Road, Yuba City, California 95991, near the northeast corner of the intersection of Berry Road, Caminito Avenue. It's the assessor's parcel number 23-120-019. Applicant is J. Chima. Owner is Tahara Chima. Previously adopted mitigated negative declaration, MT 7335, and county staff.
Thank you. Luis Enrique Hernandez, Assistant Planner. Good evening, Commissioners. The project before you is a resubmittal of a previously approved tentative subdivision map to divide an approximate 10-acre parcel into 5 estate residential lots, ranging from 1.5 to 2.7 acres, and a use permit to reduce the agricultural buffer setback. The subject parcel is zoned to state residential with a general plan designation of estate residential as well. The project is located near the northeast corner of the intersection between Berry Road and Caminito Avenue. The subject parcel is currently developed with a residence, a detached carport, and a peach orchard. The site is currently accessed on Berry Road with frontage on both Communito Avenue and Berry Road. The surrounding area is primarily orchards and rural residential uses just south of Yuba City's city limits. The project was denied by Planning Commission on October 28th, 2019, to which the applicant appealed this decision to the Board of Supervisors. The Board of Supervisors approved the project on January 28th, 2020, and a final subdivision map was required to be recorded within 36 months of the approval date of this project. Since the final map was not recorded and an extension was not applied prior to the expiration date, the tentative subdivision map and use permit approval expired and became null and void. The applicant has applied to resubmit the previously approved map and use permit for approval. No changes have been made proposed, and previous conditions of approval, numbers 2 and 3, have been removed as they are no longer applicable to current county standards. The subject parcel has a 300-foot agricultural buffer from the southern and eastern parcel. The agricultural buffer setback requires non-agricultural developments to be set back from the adjacent agriculture uses. Per Article 19 of the Sutter County Zoning Code, a use permit is required to reduce the agricultural buffer. This project is proposing a 200-foot ag buffer along the southern ag zone parcel and a 100-foot buffer along the eastern ag zone parcel. If the project is approved, a 6 to 7 foot solid masonry wall must be constructed along the eastern property line of proposed Lot 5, beginning outside of the 30-foot setback and extended out up until the eastern property line of the, extending to the northeast corner of Lot 5. This wall provides additional buffering between the residential uses and the nearby agricultural operation. An initial study was previously approved and prepared in accordance with SECO guidelines, and that study determined that the project would not result in significant environmental impacts with mitigation, and a mitigated negative declaration was adopted. The previously adopted mitigated negative declaration continued to apply to this resubmittal. There's been no changes to the project itself and no changes to the property or the surrounding areas, and no new circumstances that would require additional environmental review beyond the approved mitigated negative declaration. Since 2020 and the approval in 2020, the state has implemented SB 743 requiring a VMT or vehicle miles traveled analysis for SECO transportation impacts. This subdivision would generate fewer than 110 daily trips, which is considered less than a significant transportation impact. So the original environmental conclusions remain valid. For these reasons, no additional environmental review is necessary and the project remains consistent with the general plan, the Subdivision Map Act, and the county zoning regulations. At this time, no opposition has been received regarding this project. Staff is recommending that the Planning Commission approve this project with the findings listed in the staff report and the conditions of approval as attached. I can answer any questions you might have.
Thank you very much, starting with Commissioner Campbell.
And we may need county council to chime in on this, but Sutter County has a right to farm ordinance, correct? Correct? Yes. Yeah, so that would be recorded on the final maps for each lot and disclosed during purchase process by a future buyer?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I'm sorry,
was not holding my button down earlier. Could you repeat the question? That's what I was doing wrong. I'm sorry, I could not hear your question.
the right to farm ordinance would be recorded on each one of these parcels, so it would be disclosed during a purchase transaction for each one of these lots by potential buyers. That's a question.
No, the answer that would be a, maybe Mr. Hay knows.
Casey?
So the right to farm disclosure would not be recorded on the map itself, but anytime anybody would buy those the new lots, they would have to do that disclosure.
That was the answer to my question. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That's all.
Mr. Vice Chair?
So what's the criteria for the 300-foot ag buffer?
So it's dependent on the agricultural use that is on the adjacent parcel. So 300 feet is for crops, and other various different types of ag uses have varying other types of ag setbacks. 300 feet is the maximum that the Sutter County zoning code requires, though.
Okay. So my concern is you got that, and basically I'm sure that's for agricultural sprays, whatever pesticides, there's always a chance for drift. So I would think that we want the maximum there
Yeah.
around residential areas.
Yeah, so the previously approved decision took this into consideration with the proposing of a 6-7 foot masonry wall for the reduction of an ag buffer. And any reduction in an ag buffer that goes through like a public hearing. And so the scrutiny through the Planning Commission or the Board of Supervisors are able to question this and make a decision as to whether or not they would permit reducing the ag buffers.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Manuel?
None at this time.
And sir?
No additional comments.
Commission will open up the public hearing in this matter, item number 3 on the agenda. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this particular project? Mr. Whitaker?
Sorry, yeah.
There you go.
Mr. Chairman and other commissioners, I appreciate you giving me some time to speak on this. I am with AIP Consultant, and I am the project consultant on this resubmittal. So basically what happened was it was approved by the Board of Supervisors, and then property owners, we had two different property owners at the time. Well, one left and thought that the other one had submitted the map, and that didn't happen. And when they came back, no map was submitted. So I had a meeting with Mr. Hay, and I asked Mr. Hay why can't we just file an extension? Mr. Hay said, no extension. You're already past your extension time. And so I said, okay, what do we need to do? And he says, well, you're gonna have to pay all the fees all over again, resubmit your map, get another engineer. And so the credibility of Mr. Hay, I really appreciate it, and Mr. Hernandez. They guided us through the project and said, okay, submit these in a timely manner, which we did, paid all of our fees, and so now we're back in front of you to just ask for that you approve our project. And I'm just here if you have any questions.
Thank you, Jim. Anybody else in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this particular project? Seeing none, is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak against the project? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the pleasure of the commission. Starting on my far right, any comments prior to us entertaining a vote?
No more comments now.
Commissioner Manuel?
None.
Mr. Vice Chair?
None.
I have none. And Commissioner Campbell?
None for me, sir.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion on this particular item.
I'll make a motion, we approve project U24-0035 as presented by staff.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Manuel?
Aye.
Commissioner Dosher?
Aye.
Commissioner Marlar?
Yes.
Commissioner Dela?
Aye.
Commissioner Campbell?
Aye.
Great, thank you very much. Item number 4 on tonight's agenda, public hearing to consider project U25-0025 Executive Homes, a use permit to allow for the replacement of an existing non-conforming mobile home on a 1.71 plus or minus acre parcel, employment corridor district, located at 4500 Sawtell Avenue, Yuba City, California, 95991, east side, or east of State Highway 99, assessors parcel number 23-210-007. Project is exempt from CEQA MT 7336. County staff.
Thank you once again, Luis Enrique Hernandez, Assistant Planner. The project before you is a use permit which would allow for the replacement of an existing non-conforming mobile home on a parcel of approximately 1.17 acres. project is located at 4500 Sawtell Avenue, east of State Highway 99, with a general plan designation of Employment Corridor, or EC, and is within the Employment Corridor zoning district. The project is surrounded by Employment Corridor zoned lots, which includes a mix of agricultural land and single-family homes. Directly north of the site is a land zone general commercial with a general plan designation of commercial as well. Farther along north, along Highway 99, there are 4 Employment Corridor zoned parcels, all developed with single-family residences. The parcel currently contains a 1,440 square foot mobile home used as a single-family residence and an existing shop that will remain. The subject parcel was rezoned from agricultural to Employment Corridor, or EC, as a part of the county's 2030 General Plan Consistency Update. Because single-family residences are not permitted in the EC zoning district, this residence is considered a non-conforming use. Replacing the mobile home will require a use permit under Article 13 of the zoning code, which governs expansions of non-conforming uses. The applicant proposes to demolish the existing mobile home and replace it with a 2,438 square foot manufactured home, resulting in a 998 square foot increase to the existing footprint. All construction would occur within that 1.17 acre parcel. The project meets all criteria for approval, which would include bringing the structure into conformance with building requirements, keeping the use confined to the parcel, ensuring compliance with parking, fencing, and other code provisions, and ensuring the expansion will not negatively affect the health, safety, and welfare of surrounding residences or properties. The Environmental Health Department or Division evaluated these septic systems, determined that the proposed 3-bedroom home may use the existing system until replacement is necessary. This project is categorically exempt from CEQA under sections 15301 for existing facilities, 15302 for replacement or reconstruction, and also qualifies under the common sense exemption, section 15061. The new manufactured home will be located on the same site and location as the structure being replaced, and the proposed residence will have the same purpose and capacity as the existing residents. Should the Planning Commission approve this project, staff will prepare and file a notice of exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. If staff finds that the project is consistent, staff finds that the project is consistent with the general plan, zoning code, and other applicable standards. The design, location, and size are compatible with surrounding uses. The streets and site can accommodate also the use. Approval of the use permit will not harm the safety, health, or welfare of the surrounding residences. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission approves this project with the findings listed in the staff report and the conditions of approval as attached. I will answer any questions that you might have at this time.
Thank you very much. Starting with my left, Commissioner Campbell, any questions of county staff?
No questions, sir.
I have none, Mr. Vice Chair.
No questions?
Commissioner Manuel?
Yes. The property, the Ammons that this is around, is that the same owner of the parcel that we're talking about? Are they jointly put together? Are they owned by the same people?
The subject parcel?
Yeah.
The subject parcel, the applicant is the owner.
What, pardon me?
The applicant, Joe Hall, is the owner.
That the almonds, the 12.43 acres that this parcel sits next to, is that owned by the same person?
No, those are different owners.
I was under the assumption that if anything had to be done to the sewer system, that you need 1.5 acres to make a big enough leach line and stuff for a smaller parcel on 1.17 acres. The only reason I know this is because I had this problem. And after $10,000, I got it solved. But I want them to make sure that they're aware that there's not enough property for a larger leach line on there at 1.17 acres, according to what the county has said before. So I'm just trying to put apples to oranges, because mine was 1.16, and I had to expand that to make it 1.15 in order to satisfy the county's requirement on a leach line if I were to build another house on it. Had nothing to do with the existing house, but if I sold that piece of property and somebody wanted to build a new house on it, they had to have 1.15 acres. Am I wrong, Neil, or is?
They call it the Mazda.
So there certainly may be some extenuating circumstances. So this property may be under, for example, development rights that it can't be subdivided, so another residence couldn't be put on it. It'd be one factor. The soil types affect the size of the required leach lines, if it's a gravity system versus a pressure dose system. And there may be other factors that contribute to the site. I believe in the staff report and in Luis's presentation, he said that the the Environmental Health Department evaluated this site and said that the existing septic system could be used, I believe, because of the number of bedrooms most likely that are in this trailer. Although the square footage may be bigger, I don't believe the number of bedrooms is changing. So there may be some other circumstances, and we can certainly investigate it farther between, this parcel and potentially yours. But those are typically some of the factors. But I don't believe another residence could be placed on this property.
And I can,
That really wasn't, I understand that. It's not big enough for two places, but if they sold this parcel and somebody wanted to build a new house on it, that parcel, according to the county, when I went through this, it had to be 1.15 acres in order to have a big enough sewer system to support any new dwelling. Didn't say anything about square footage. It just said any new dwelling. So those are my questions. I just want to make sure this guy doesn't end up with a problem like I had.
Casey, you had a comment to the?
yeah, I'd say environmental health typically requires 1.5 acres for septic, but it depends on the soil types. And this property is 1.71 acres, so it exceeds 1.5 acres.
It's 1.17.
1.71 is what it says on our staff report.
Well, on my map, it says 1.17. Am I reading that wrong?
Nope, 1.17.
Okay.
But anyway, environmental health did review it and stated that they could utilize the existing septic system.
Very interesting.
But
No further questions.
Casey, just to confirm, it is supposed to be 1.71? Okay, thank you. Sir.
No additional questions.
Commission will open up the public hearing in this matter. Item number 4 on tonight's agenda. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this particular project? Seeing none, is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak against the project? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the pleasure of the commission, starting to my far right. Any discussion prior to requesting a vote?
No further discussion.
Commissioner Manuel?
I just want to clarify that it does say 1.17 on one and 1.17 on the other one. So I was confused, and that could be just because I'm Portuguese.
Mr. Vice Chair?
No questions.
I have no questions. Commissioner Campbell?
No questions, sir.
Chair will entertain a motion on item number 4. Chair will make a motion to be consistent with staff's recommendation on public hearing item number 4, consistent with all the recommendations that county staff has made. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Manuel,
Aye.
Commissioner Dosher,
Aye.
Commissioner Marlar,
Yes.
Commissioner Dila,
Aye.
Commissioner Campbell.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We move to miscellaneous business from the commission and the staff. Mr. Hay, comments for the good of the order from you, sir?
Well, good evening, Chair and Commissioners. I wanted to welcome Commissioner Delia from City of Live Oak. So thank you for joining us and being part of our commission. Otherwise, I can report that at a previous meeting, Commissioner, there was concern about, I guess, the City of Yuba City's Planning Commission and our involvement. So I subsequently received the staff report from the City of Yuba City's council, and in reviewing that, and we'll probably coordinate with our county counsel's office, and maybe we'll prepare a staff report for consideration for the next Planning Commission for your consideration regarding, maybe Mr. Campbell's participation and attendance to future City of Yuba City Planning Commission meetings. Because I believe that was a concern and something that was asked for staff to research.
Yes, that was correct. And I'm getting the impression that we may be lacking somebody from Yuba City coming here.
Yes, at this time we are, yes.
Okay, thank you for getting that question answered. Is there anything else, Mr. Hay?
Not at this time.
Sir, is there anything you'd like to add to the good of the order before we adjourn this evening?
Not much. Thank you for having me here. Glad to be representing the City of Live Oak on this council, so thank you.
We're glad to have you, and thank you very much for volunteering to do this. Commissioner Manuel?
Nothing?
Mr. Vice Chair?
Don't have anything.
I have nothing. Commissioner Campbell?
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Hay, for responding to that. I guess I'm looking for a little bit of clarification on where we're at with that. I mean, do you have a sense of where the county's going, where the city's going? Because quite frankly, since that last hearing, I haven't received a single notice or invitation to return.
Yeah.
So is that in limbo until you, or you?
So the correspondence from
Hold your cards close to your.
correspondence from city staff was that they didn't take it to mean that. So I certainly wasn't given the impression that you would be excluded from any correspondence of their commission.
Yeah, I haven't received none, zero. So.
I can follow up with staff regarding that.
Yeah, and again, the concern isn't about me and my involvement. It's more about what value it brings to the county and the city to have somebody there when the county really has no input of value to the process. Was my only point. I didn't get my feelings hurt. Like I said, I'm happy to show up and comment as a member of the public on behalf of the county and this commission to the extent that it has value. So that was it.
No, and I appreciate you raising the concerns because I think as a matter of planning commissions and the charter of planning commissions and its role right between the cities and the counties, that's what we need to receive, review their staff report, share with our county council, and there'll certainly be some outreach to the city staff at least about it.
Okay.
And that's why we'll look to report back to your commission at the next meeting.
Thank you, sir. That's all.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for participating this evening and be willing to come to the commission hearing. Thank you, county staff. Appreciate it, Mr. Hay, Tammy, Casey, everybody, and members of the commission. Thank you very much. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn, and I'll second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned.
All right. Well, I want to see everybody before. Have a great Thanksgiving. You don't want to